Vào kho liền. Ở đây có những cái thành đồng trở lại.
When is ready now? Okay. Okay. So shall I start? Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me and see me. My name is Asif Usmani. I am the head of Department of Building Services Engineering. So I'm here to welcome you for starting your new programs for the new students who are joining our first degree program, BA Eng in Building Services Engineering, and the senior year program, BA Eng in Building Services Engineering as well, and the high diploma program. Warm welcome to all of you. Okay. Right. So this is the building that if you've not been to PolyU before, this is the Block Z of PolyU campus, which is connected to the main campus with with a bridge like this. Actually, this picture is an artist's impression, but the bridge has been constructed last year and opened last year. So although you will have online classes all this semester, so you may not be on campus. You may be studying from home, taking the classes online. But when you do come to campus, perhaps in the later in the semester or in the second semester, then you will be able to avail the facilities of the campus and use the bridge, etc., to come to the department. The department is in this building on this right-hand side on the 8th floor, where we have all the offices, and the 10th and 11th floor and the 10th floor and the basement, etc., where we have many of our labs. So some of you may do some subjects where you have to do labs. So all of those things are in this building. Okay, so before I tell you more about the department, let me just remind you of, I guess you have applied to the Building Services Engineering program and you've been selected, so congratulations. I would like to just give you a little bit of a background of what building services engineering means, because it's not sometimes easily recognizable as an engineering discipline like civil engineering or mechanical engineering or electrical engineering. So the way I like to see it is that if you see this picture, you have the surface of the moon and you can see the earth there, and the surface of the moon is there, it's solid, you can build stuff on it, but you don't have water, you don't have air, you can't actually live on it, right? While we have the earth that we see from the moon, and the earth has water, air, and it has all the right conditions for supporting human life. So I see that as an analogy for our discipline of building services engineering, where we have maybe cities where the outdoors may be like this, this is Beijing on a bad day. So if we have situation like this outside, it may be very hot, it may be very humid, it may be noisy, polluted, etc. But indoors, you have a nice environment. You may have, you have a controlled environment where you have the right temperature, the right air, where you have not so much pollution or humidity, etc. And so you have a microclimate that we create as building services engineers for people to function. And this is really important because more than 80% of our time that we spend is indoors. So this indoor environment is where we do most of our work. We are most productive, and we want to make sure that this indoor environment is the right environment for us. And this is a big contribution of building services engineers. So it's a very important area, I think, of engineering. Another aspect of this is ensuring safety of the built environment and the indoor environment. So from hazards like fire and lightning, etc. And so this is just some pictures that, so we also, as building services engineers, are also responsible for providing adequate safety against these natural or man-made hazards. Okay, so in that sense, our mission is to imagine, engineer, and promote. So engineers have a responsibility not just to, do what others have done in the past. We also need to imagine new solutions, better solutions for the problems that are new problems, or sometimes those are old problems, and we come up with better solutions. So the imagination is really important for an engineer. And then we need to have the skills to turn that imagination into reality. And we also need the skills to be able to go and provide basically the arguments, the solid arguments to persuade the powers, like the government, like the public, the industry, to say that those solutions that we have imagined, or the solutions that we are proposing, are the right ones. Okay, so we need to learn these skills. Imagination is to some extent given to us in our makeup. It's genetic perhaps, or but we can also develop it. But you need to learn the skills of engineering and promotion. And you do this to develop a sustainable, or to promote a sustainable, salutogenic, and safe environment. So sustainable obviously is something that you must be all familiar with. It's basically that we do not, when we do build our cities or use resources, that we don't make it, we don't use it in such a way that compromises the ability to enjoy those resources for our future generations. Okay, so that we make sure that those resources will still be available for our children, for our grandchildren, etc. Yeah, and for the future. So that's sustainability. And salutogenic just means health, and something that promotes health. So the environments that we create are essentially to promote good health. So non-polluting, not comfortable, etc. And safe. So we have mentioned safety already. So this is our mission. And as a department, building services engineering at PolyU has been one of the main providers of skilled manpower in this field in Hong Kong. So if you go and work in some of the companies in Hong Kong which provide this kind of engineering services, you will find many PolyU graduates working there. So which we are very proud of. But of course, they also work elsewhere, like in the mainland or other parts of the world. Because it's an important area for all cities, so all the indoor environments in cities require this kind of expertise. So this is a very important profession, and there's a big demand for it. And actually, there's a shortage of people who work in this area. So in terms of the subject of building services engineering itself, as I said, people understand civil and mechanical and electrical, etc., these kind of engineering, but they often sometimes do not know what building services engineering is about. So it is essentially engineering. So engineering is an application of mathematics, empirical evidence, scientific, economic, social, practical knowledge in order to invent, innovate, design, build, maintain, research, and improve structure. So this is a definition from Wikipedia. You can read other definitions of engineering. So building services engineering is an engineering discipline. And it, in fact, includes most of the courses that most of the subjects that you would come across in civil engineering, in mechanical engineering, in electrical engineering. In that sense, it's one of the broadest form of engineering that you can work in. And if you are a smart graduate with who has worked hard and learned the skills, then you would find yourself employable in many industries, which will typically hire civil or mechanical or electrical engineers. You will have a chance to be hired by the same industries. Okay, so this is just to say that we are also, the department that you're coming to is also a very highly regarded department. It's ranked #1 in Hong Kong. But if you look at the world rankings, PolyU itself is a highly ranked university. This year's QS ranking has put PolyU has gone up 16 places from 91 to 75. So we are now number 75 university in the world. But the area that we work in, the subject ranking, which is a combination of architecture and built environment and civil and structural engineering. So architecture and built environment is number 22, PolyU is, and the civil and structural engineering area is number 19. So you can see that we are like a top 20 subject in the world in this area. So this is second to none practically. Okay, and this is an important area in terms of the government's emphasis on sustainability. So the government obviously wants more sustainable practices to be employed by engineers in construction and in building environments. So they have produced many certification schemes, and those certification schemes, some of them are listed here, and many of them are related to what building services engineers are experts on. And so you can design buildings to obtain such certification, so to show that your building that you worked on is more sustainable, better building. These are some of the basic engineering topics that you will study. HVACR, energy efficiency, fire safety engineering, plumbing and drainage, electrical power and lighting systems, acoustics, vibration, building environment, indoor air quality, operation, which is related to facility management. So Dr. LT Wong, who is your program leader for BEng, Dr. Hilda Chung, program leader for a high diploma, will talk to you later, and you can ask them more questions about the subjects that you study. They might tell you a bit more about it as well. So this is the current staffing in our department. There are 45 staff, 26 academic staff. Of those 45 or 26 are academic staff with 2 chair professors, 9 professors, 5 associate professors, 5 assistant professors, and we have recently hired 5 research assistant professors. 1 more is to come. So we are a medium-sized department. We also have 2 teaching staff, and some visiting lecturers as well. So you have more than 30 staff typically who will be teaching you. So there's a large, good number of people. And we also have visiting industry, people who experts who work in industry in senior positions with a lot of experience. We invite them to give you lectures, etc., so that you get an idea of what kind of work you will do when you get to your working life. Okay, and we also have 8 technical staff and 9 admin staff and some teaching staff. So this is just some pictures of the management team of the department. This is myself, the head, and I have 3 associate heads, Professor Du, who is responsible for research, and Dr. Mui Horace, who is responsible for the teaching organization, and Professor S.K. Tang, who is responsible for promoting our department to the world, to local Hong Kong people and students, and also international collaborations and international partnerships. So this is Dr. L.T. Wong, who is the program leader for the first degree program, BEng. And he's going to talk to you after me, I think. He's going to introduce you to the program. So you'll hear from him soon. And after that, you'll hear from, maybe there's a parallel session. So I think you will hear from those who are enrolled to the HD or high diploma program. We'll hear from program leader, Dr. Hilda Chung, and her picture's here. So you'll hear from the two of them for more details of your program. And this is all the rest of the staff that I've mentioned, the professors, the associate professors, assistant professors, teaching assistants, research assistant professors, etc. So you get to know them during your education here in the next year or couple of years or 4 years for the FYFD program. So these are the programs that BSE offers. Postgraduate programs we have, which is 4 master's programs, which you can obviously take the opportunity to enroll if you are interested after you finish your bachelor's, or if you're doing a high diploma, you have a chance to enroll in the BEng program later. We also have an MEng in BSE, and the undergraduate programs are what I'm talking about today, is the BEng and the high diploma. Okay. We also have another program I think you may know, which is not listed here, which is in collaboration with civil engineering, and civil engineering actually organize it. So that is structural and fire safety engineering program. And I think that's a very good program. And we offer 1/3 of the teaching on that. So you may be able to take some subjects from that program as an option. So all of our programs are accredited by the Hong Kong Institution of Engineers and some other international institutions. So that makes it very valuable for you to be, for your degree to be recognized around the world. So our graduates get jobs in many areas in Hong Kong and the rest of the world, with government departments, developers, public companies, builders, consulting companies, contracting firms, property management. So there's a large list of employers who, in fact, as FYFD students, some of you may also do some internships or do some work integrated education, WIE programs. You may be placed with them, so you will learn more about the industry in this area. So this is just some statistics about the employment statistics for BSE graduates in terms of the kind of areas that they're employed in, and also some of the average salaries. And you can see that the average salaries keep increasing, and I'd say that BSE is probably amongst the highest paid graduates. BSE graduates are among the highest paid graduates of PolyU. Certainly the highest in the Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Construction and Environment, that in our faculty. Of course, it's an engineering subject, so we need a lot of laboratories to cover all the scientific disciplines that you'll be learning about. So these are the list of, we have many labs, as I mentioned already, on the 10th floor and in the basement of this building, where many of your subjects will involve some experimental work. For the first semester, I imagine there might be some online experimental demonstrations, but hopefully as things normalize, you'll be able to come back and you'll be able to visit these labs and actually do experiments firsthand. All right, so just a little bit more about the kind of research we do, because as you know that all world leading top universities have not just the duty for teaching students, but they also have a responsibility for progressing and advancing knowledge. And so the three areas that our colleagues work in terms of further advancement of knowledge, are the areas of building energy, building environment, and building safety and resilience. So these are all of our staff belong to one or more of these areas. So these are some of the research areas that we are working in, which as you go through your degree program, you learn more about as you talk to your teachers and supervisors. So this is just some examples of the kind of work that our energy group does. So our energy group works in two areas, one of renewable energy, which is essentially energy research is divided into two kind of areas. One is about creating green and clean energy so that you can rely less on the carbon fossil fuel energy, which pollutes the atmosphere and creates a greenhouse effect. So there's a lot of effort into creating more clean energy. And as we are responsible for buildings, some of our colleagues are very interested in trying to also integrate energy generating infrastructure in buildings. So this is building integrated photovoltaics. So this is one area. So on the supply side, essentially, there's also some wind power. So you can see there's some wind power here in this building, which is also the same idea. And the other area is demand side. Yeah, so the supply side is where you try to reduce reliance on dirty energy, fossil fuel based energy, and increase the usage of renewable energy. And the demand side is where you try and reduce the usage of energy generally or make it more efficient using smart building technologies, intelligent building technologies, so that you don't actually spend as much energy as you would normally by inventing better energy management systems, but also better equipment that is more energy efficient. So our staff, some of the teachers you will learn from are international experts in this. So this is the International Commerce Center ICC building in Hong Kong, where our professor Shengwei Wang was involved in designing the air conditioning system of this building, which is the biggest energy expense in Hong Kong generally in buildings. So he was able to reduce the energy cost for this system based on the floor area by a large extent, 20% or more, I think, which can turn into more than which translate into many millions of Hong Kong dollars over a year for a building of this size. So, so this is more sort of energy intelligent building technologies that our staff are working on. So in the energy area as well, we've some other staff, some younger staff who are trying to look at integration of zero energy buildings with zero emission vehicles, and so in a more sort of larger urban environment scale of trying to use because often the renewable energy usage when you generate it, so like essentially you generate it in the daytime, but say if you need energy in the nighttime, then you need some storage. So sometimes it's good to think about these things in an integrated manner. So this is some other work that's going on. So the other area I mentioned was the building environment. So these are some of the areas where our building environment group are working on, essentially not just within buildings, pollution and thermal comfort, and the building lighting and noise, etc. in indoor environments, the health and productivity and all those issues. So that is So within buildings, but they're also looking at suburban areas. So near urban, near building areas. So in a big city like Hong Kong, where you have very dense urban environment, you can have very hot areas in the city. So one of the challenges is to make those outdoor environments, so it's near the buildings, cooler. And so they are doing, some of our colleagues are doing research trying to create cool spots in these areas. Uh, there's also, as we all know, that we are going through this big pandemic, and so the disease and the spread of virus and infectious disease in urban environments is a big challenge. So our colleagues are also looking at how pathogens may be uh, transmitted between different building spaces, and they're doing models to do that. Putting models. Another area is noise control in buildings. So one of our professors is an expert on developing special windows where you can try and maintain ventilation while reducing noise. I'm not an expert in this area, so I'm not sure, but sounds like a bit of a, you know, quite magical that he can do that, but that's amazing. But that's what engineering is about, that you use scientific principles and do magic. So another colleague works in on lighting, because lighting is, so it's another part of indoor environment. So like noise and heat and pollution. Uh, you also have light pollution, especially in places like Hong Kong with all the neon signs and stuff. Uh, so how do you, and also building lighting is very important on the mood and the productivity of people, inhabitants in the building. So some of our colleagues are working at how do you uh, improve the lighting quality, and that involves color perception, etc. So there's a lot of work going on there. I personally work in the fire safety area, so there's a lot of building facade fires that are happening. So we are interested in that, and we are looking at um, some research in that area. There's also for a building for a city like Hong Kong, and there's many other cities in the world. Wildfires are a big concern, where there's a lot of bushes or woodland around the city. You must have heard of all the big fires in Australia that happened last year. They're obviously they cause a lot of damage, life loss potentially as well. So this is a big problem that we're looking at. Some of our colleagues are researching into the nature of lightning, because for tall buildings, lightning is a big hazard. So you want to make sure that when a lightning strikes when lightning strikes, then your building systems, etc., are not going to be damaged. So you need certain systems to be able to safely deal with those surges that are created by the lightning. So a lot of our research is of such quality that gets a lot of international awards. So these are just some pictures of that. We are only the second department in the whole of PolyU to get one of these big research funds, which we got last year, which is called a RGC theme-based research funding. So we got more than 30 million Hong Kong dollars to try and develop a smart firefighting system. So if you're interested in that area, then when you come here, you may be able to do a project in this area. You can ask me more if you want to know more about it when you come here. So I have this final slide here of further information. And after this, I think you have Dr. Wong Ling Tim, and Dr. Hilda Chung, who will talk to individuals. I think, is there someone to tell students what to do? Okay, okay. Thank you all very much. I'll pass over to Ms. Key. Okay.
Hello. Hi. How are you? I'm very excited to seeing you today in the orientation. I'm LT Wong in Tim. Okay, I'm the program leader of the subject PN Honors Degree Program in Building Services Engineering. Okay, I think our my senior, okay, head of department, Professor Osmani, have already give you a welcome on behalf of the department. Also, you know some of us about my senior associate head in the department. I'm at the bottom left-hand side corner. I'm the program leader and associate professor of the department. Okay, apart from that, I would like to introduce our general offices at the Z floor at 8 floors. Okay, most of us are in the same floor. Also, apart from the academic staff, we do have a general office over there, and it is a connection about your daily administrative issues will be taking place in the general office. And the general office opening hour is from Monday to Friday, 9 to 6 around. Okay. Here are some of our colleges. Okay, you have a look at their pictures, some of them. And apart from the teaching staff, it's very important. We do have a big groups of supporting staff who is going to support your daily administrative issues about your study and the program. Therefore, you you are encouraged to know them. Okay, in person. You will have an opportunity in the coming days. Right? And also our departments, some important venues. Once we our face-to-face contact with students, okay, you may go to the laboratories in person and conduct the laboratory works. My college is going to introduce and give you some more details about the laboratories. Our venues of the laboratory mainly are located for the undergraduates lab sections is on the lower ground two, which is basement in the block set. Okay, and some laboratories are located over the 10th floor, few numbers of them. Apart from these laboratories, we do have a design and development center. In the center, we provide a numbers of computers installed with the up-to-date software, some for simulation, some for the specialized use of the program will be there. It's mainly for the design purposes. It's located at 8 floors. Okay, go back to our program. Okay, the program is a BN honor degree, Bachelor of Engineering, and this is a credit-based 4-year full-time program for the BSE entry. Also, we have the senior year intake of the less shorter period of time. Basically, the program we fitted into the semester teaching system. Each year, we are going to offer the subjects in 2 semesters, and each of these semester containing 13 weeks, plus 1 summer semester of only 7 weeks. And during the summer semester, we'll offer limited number of subjects, plus mainly on the industrial training also of the work integrated education. I'll give you some more details about these two very special subjects. Okay, for the 4-year structure, basically we have a classification for the DSE entry for the first 2 years on the general university requirements, which is the GOR, the general education. And in the year 1 study, we also have one so-called BDR, broad discipline requirements. You may consider just a general education, what is what. And for the year 1, for the discipline focus, we will focus on something more mathematics and basic fundamentals, science subjects. And the year 2, we will concentrate something more on the engineering fundamentals, such as the fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, heat transfer. I will give you a list, okay? Don't worry about that. And then the year 3 study, we arranged all the systems related disciplines knowledge in there, classified, put it into subjects. Also, we will put in some design work, which acts as an integration about the different subjects, right? And the year 4, we have planned the curriculum with the application and deep learning subject areas, so that we classify into 4 areas into different levels. Level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4, which will be reflected in the subject code as well. Okay, in this 4-year study, totally of the degree program requires 121 credits. Okay, some credits for the GOR, some credits for the disciplines subjects. Quite complicated here. Okay, let's go through one by one. First of all, it's about the general requirement, university requirements, and with a short form of the GOR. And this GOR subjects, you have to pass 30 credits, okay, in order to get your award. Within this 30 credits, which 9 credits come from the language and communication requirements, so that each of you have, according to your intake score, you have to take some subjects about the communication and languages. Apart from this 9, I will give you a list later. And apart from this 9, 12 subjects, 12 credits, okay, 3 credits from a subject should be selected from the following 4 cluster areas. The 4 cluster areas, including the human nature, relationship development, community, organization and globalization, history, cultures and world views, and science and technology and environments. You need to take 1 from each, okay, in order to accumulate to have 12 credits in total. For these 12 credits, you have to at least choose 1 subject is related to the China, the so-called China related, okay, in order to fulfill this cluster area requirements. And with a short form is a CAR subject, okay. 9 plus 12, now we've got 21, okay. And then the rest of the 9 subjects for the GOR is come from the following 3: freshman seminar, compulsory, okay, and the leadership and intrapersonal development, 3 credits, and 1 from surface learning, okay. From that, from surface learning, there's a section to introduce some more details. This comes from another department, Surface Learning and Leadership Office, SLLO, okay. Apart from these 30 credits of GOR requirements, all of you are required to complete a non-credit bearing subject, okay. Don't count credit, but you have to complete it, which is on the healthy lifestyle, okay, which covering physical, emotional, fitness evaluation, concepts on the health and fitness, sports skill, and exercise practical, okay, so that you are eligible to go through our facilities. You need to discount training, okay, and take care of your health entirely. Okay, for the surface learning subject, from our department offer 2 surface learning subjects to our graduates. For surface learning subjects, there's a lot for your choice. But our departments offer these 2, and if our undergraduate would like to take it, we will consider in a priority. Every year, for surface learning, we've got a lot of applicants. We need to go through the interview, select the interview, and have some screening process. But for our graduates, you have a priority. Okay, 2 surface learning subjects offered from this department. Okay, 1 is for the local services. We are going to serve the secondary school students. Okay, and another one is we are going to overseas. to serve the communities in the developing regions. Okay, and the past years we did over 15 places each year to Cambodia or the Rwanda. Okay, go back to the languages requirements. According to your entrance score, you are required to complete 9 credits. Okay, 2 numbers of 3 credits English languages. Okay, according to the DSE score or equivalents, we have arranged you to structure 2 subjects for you. Okay, for the Chinese language, okay, you are required to take 1 3 credits Chinese subject. Okay, if for some students, for non-Chinese speakers or students whose Chinese standard are at the junior secondary level or below, we have arranged another set of subjects for your choice. Okay. Apart from the GOR, we do have some training subjects. Okay, training credits, and the training credits offered from different units of the university. One of the major offering units is the industrial center. Okay, we so-called they will offer you some industrial training. Among 11 credits from the industrial center, industrial training, 8 of them are counted as a training credits, okay, which will not be counted for the award. And another 3 credits is counted as academic credits, which is a discipline service requirement, which related to the core of your training. It will be counted to the award. Right? And this 8 IC training, which so-called industrial center training credits, most likely will be taken, most of them are in the summer term, also a part of it during the semester. Okay? And this IC training and also the disciplines related credits, okay, from the IC, which include the hand-on practices, including the computer simulation drafting work, industrial safety, etc. And in the year 3, in the summer, okay, we have arranged you a 2 credits training credits of the WIE, which is Work Integrated Education, and every of you have to complete a 44 hours at least around 1 month, okay, around 1 month, 4 weeks of the Work Integrated Education, okay, and have some like a placement work. I'll give you some more details. And at the year 4, you are required to take 6 more credits. This is not from the department, it's from the Faculty of Construction and Environment, which is the common discipline specific requirements, which is related to the workplace, English and Chinese. Therefore, all these credits added together will come up with 121. Go back to year 1 and year 2, the fundamentals. This you need to take some more care on that. Year 1, okay, we have the subjects, mathematics, physics, architecture and built environment, and as well as the building ecology. And year 2, the electrical technology, fluid mechanics, power and machine, engineering, thermodynamics, heat and mass transfer, and also engineering mathematics. The most important thing here, highlighted here, most of these subjects serve as the prerequisites. Prerequisites means you have to pass the subject first before you take the higher level subjects. If you do not pass these subjects, okay, some of the senior subject, higher level subjects, you will have difficulties, okay? And in the system, you're not allowed to take those of the higher level subjects. And finally, which will affect your progression patterns. So that my advice, okay, take care on the subjects, all right? In the year 3, the list of the subjects are shown, subject area in there, mainly on the air conditioning, ventilation, power supply, emergency power, lighting, building automation, lift and escalator, fire and safety, heating, water supply, drainage, management, also computer methods, and research methods, which prepare you to handle the final year projects. Also, we do have some design exercise and design system, all right, which to integrate all you have learned about the individual subjects, put it into a buildings and work as a whole. And for the year 4, we mainly offering a list a list of a pool of the elective subjects, which serve for deepening the subject knowledge, right? And the subject offering patterns, subjects to a patterns will be offered according to the resources and the timetabling issues. We'll try our best to offer all the subjects within your studying period. At least you have one chance, okay? One chance to try to offer a subject. The subjects subject to places, therefore, into the priority. Okay, for the semester, each semester you are limited the number of subjects you can take. And the total, the maximum credits per semester is 21. You cannot take the subjects more than 21 credits in total. This for one semester. Okay, this is maximum. Right? And for each of the subjects, okay, we have according to the teaching arrangement, will be subdivided into 13 weeks and have the teaching activities arranged into the weeks, including the lecture, seminar, tutorial, and practical sessions, and maybe have some others. Okay, the practical sections, including different varieties of the activities, including the design practices, including may have some laboratory works, may have some site visits, may have some field works, and may have some research projects, small scale projects, group projects, presentation, training, etc., including the practical sessions. Lecture mainly is delivering the materials to you. Seminar may include some seminar questions, and you are going to group it together or individually to present your investigation to the class so that a student can learn from each other by yourself. And then the tutorial sessions is arranged for students to have the questions, to get connected with your lecturer, and to ask for the something questions regarding the teaching materials or tutorial questions, etc. Right? For each of the subjects, how to get it passed. For the subject assessment, including two parts. The first part is the coursework. Another part is examination. For the norm, the examination is closed book. Okay, and this semester we're going to have some online teaching. Therefore, this is a little bit away from the norm. But at the norm, our examination is closed book. Okay, coursework could be including the tests, including assignments. Okay, may have some projects, may have some logbook, portfolios, laboratory reports, field exercises, the design, a small-scale project, presentation, and could have some other forms of the classroom participation. Okay, and the examination basically is the written closed book examination. Okay, for the okay, this year we have the online teaching, so that examination have some modification. Okay, you will inform by the subject seminar about the form of the examination later on in the subject. Now, for the coursework examination component, it's two different components. Okay, they will put it together to consider about the pass of the subject. But if we impose some more requirements on the examination, you have to pass the examination. Okay, so in here is a compulsory. Okay, if you fail the examination, whatever grade you have obtained from the coursework, you'll fail the subject. Okay, beware about that. For the result presentation, we adopt a grading and grade point system. Okay, our grading system have 5 levels: excellent, good, satisfactory, pass, and fail. And for each of these level, we put in a letter grade: A, B, C, D, and F. Okay, A means excellence. Plus and minus, okay, showing the marginal higher than or a little bit below the levels you attain. So that A plus means a little bit better than excellent, so at the upper margin. A minus means the excellence, lower margin. Okay. Similarly for the good, for satisfactory, for pass and fail. In order to calculate the overall results will be presented so-called the grade point average. Basically, the grade point average is an average values of all subjects about the grade point, and the grade point is calculated from the letter grade, convert to the numeric grade. The grade point correspondingly A plus 4.3, A is 4.0, A minus 3.7, and so on. For the fail grade, fail F, where the grade point is 0. Okay? For the grade point GPA calculation, this number is very, very, very important for you. And this grade point average, the number will be reviewed at a milestone at each semester. Okay, we're going to review in order to determine can you go to the next stage of the study. Okay, the calculation of the GPA, it basically is the average of all subjects, all credits. Okay, we have some more details here. All the failed subjects will be included in the denominator, so that if you fail the subject, your GPA will be lower than that. All right. So if you fail a lot of subjects, your GPA will be very low. Okay, and very low GPA will affect your progressions. Fail means the F grade is a fail grade. Other grades D to A, D, C, B, A is a pass grade. Okay. For the requirements for progressions, which mainly is determined by the GPA, all right? And normally for a student, okay, they will progressing status to the next stage of study unless he or she fall into the following categories. The first four is a very clear cut, okay? The first one, the student has reached the final year of the normal period of registration for the program, okay? So that the program, we have imposed a limit. You have to complete all the practice within the years, that particular period. Longer than that, you are required to deregister. You cannot get your award. Okay? The second category is that the student has reached the maximum number of retakes allowed for a failed compulsory subject. Okay, for each of the failed subject, the student is required to retake it, but the number of retakes is limited. Okay, each student maximum got 2 retakes maximum, so that the same subject, same compulsory subject, the maximum number of attempt is 3 times. Therefore, get it passed. Okay, don't consider the failure. Okay, if you fail the subjects 3 times, okay, retake 2, the first time attempt plus 2 retakes, you also fail. You are required to deregister. Okay, because you reach the maximum number of retakes allowed you. The third category is that the student GPA. If the GPA is counted from your entrance year, accumulated up to the point of review, okay, if you're having your GPA less than 1.7 for 2 consecutive semesters, 2 times of reviews consecutively, and you having the semester, the 1 semester GPA at that moment, lower than the 1.7, you are required to be deregistered. Okay, the fourth category is that if you have the GPA lower than 1.7 for 3 consecutive semesters, you also will be deregistered as well. Okay, the last one is a less clear cut, but I would like to remind you to take a particular concern on that. The Board of Examiners, the Board of Examiners means that we will have an examination boards to review all the students' GPA each semester. If you found that, if the Board of Examiners found that a student, okay, having a very low GPA, and the Board of Examiner consider that this student cannot get the higher GPA in the coming semester, it's too poor, he will be deregistered. Okay, also. Therefore, these 5 categories, okay, causing the student cannot progress. Okay. Right. For the the number of retakes, 3 attempts. Okay, as a review, GPA has to be high. Okay. Otherwise, if your GPA unfortunately got a lower than 1.7, this student will fall into a category so-called academic probation, and the academic probation which will affect the progression also, because the student have restricted to take the maximum number of credits in the coming semester. Okay, so that we try to allow the student to less heavy loading, so that he or she can retake the subjects and put some more efforts on that. The retake subjects is only for the failed subjects. Sorry, typos. Failed subjects only. Also, we do have some priority consideration when you retake the subject. Okay. For the elective subject, if taking another subjects to replace the failed elective subjects, the failed grade will be taken into account. Okay, in the calculation of GPA. Okay, if you retake the same subjects, the last attempt GPA will be calculated. Student, okay, once the subjects the teaching semester commences, if you take a subject, you find whatever reason you would like to withdraw the subject, you have to wait. The first, in the add-drop period, the first 2 weeks, you can add some subjects or drops of some subject. Okay. After that, you have to apply for the withdrawal your registration of the subject, and this will go through a more stringent application. Okay. After the add-drop period, you go through this route to drop a subject. Okay. And the drop of subjects requires approval from different controller. Okay. And the application have to be submitted after. Okay. Application have to be submitted before the commencement of the examination period. Not the examination, it's the examination period. Okay. Once if reached the examination period, no withdrawal will be approved. Now, take care about this. Okay, this page, a lot of words. I'll just draw your attention on the misconduct. Okay, do not try to get attempt to any misconduct. Okay, all the misconduct issues will be kept recorded in all the student record, student records, and will affect your award also. It's a very serious offense. Okay, the subjects the subject in total, you are required to get an award. You have to complete 121 academic credits plus 10 training credits. Okay. Also, you have to get an GPA higher than 1.7. All right. Among those of the GPA, the subject itself gets a rating. The grade point will be weighted to calculate your award, which means for some discipline-related subject, the higher level subject, it will weight something more in order to calculate your honors award. Right? And this is so-called award GPA. Okay, it's different from GPA because the GPA got rating. Okay, different subjects got different rating. Okay, now we will according to this award GPA to determine your award classification. Now, award classification including first class honor, second class honor upper division, and second class honor lower division. Most of the graduates will be classified in the second honor lower part. Fewer numbers, better results got the second honors upper division, and the best student got the first class honor. And also we do have the third class honor, also the honor degree. Lower than 1.7 award GPA, which will call the pass degree. If you got the academic, some disciplinary action, dishonesty, okay, the honor degree will be downgraded at least by 1. Okay, if you got the results, okay, announcement of assessment results, you found that these are some problems. You can apply for the appeals about the results. The appeal application have to be submitted within 7 days after the announcement of the results. Okay, first appeal is to the department head. Okay, go through our office, get the application form, go through the procedure. Right? Similarly, for the deregistration decision, you can go through an appeal within 1 week. Okay, go through the procedure. Okay, for the work integrated education, which is just like a summer placement industry, we have arranged it into the 3rd year study, 4 weeks minimum, full time. Okay, got 2 credits of training credits. The student may take this placement in Hong Kong or in China if they connected. They are got connected with some other companies and overseas as possible. Here are some our graduates before they take their work WIE programs overseas as well. For the student activities, apart from the work integrated education, which take part to nurture the student have a better horizons on experience on the other cultures. Okay, WIE is one of them. Apart from them, we do have the student exchange programs. We have one section about the exchange programs from my college. Just give you some more details, and also some research activities. Okay, get participants with the local or international associations or professionals, such as they have arranged some so-called student chapters to recruit the undergraduates to join them and to get some more experience about the professional knowledges. Here are the student exchange programs in the past, okay, you're highly encouraged to spend 1 semester, to spend 1 semester in our partner university and try to learn something related, engineering related. And then during that semester, you study something, fulfill the requirements, you can apply the block credit transfer for that particular semester, okay, and it will cause no delay of your graduation plan, if everything's smooth. The dots over here is our student in the past, they have go to the particular university, mainly on the European, USA, China, Japan, Korea, Australia, okay, to conduct, okay, to have their student exchange programs for 1 semester. Okay. Apart from studying, we have the cultural exchange, very good experience on that. Okay, for our programs, okay, we have options. We are flexibility to have the minor study and double major study. For engineering programs, it's quite heavy, but for able students, they may consider to take some more credits to have the minor or majors. It's quite heavy. Okay, we have some more requirements to restrict students to ensure the student are able to take the much more heavier study load during the semester. Okay, as our department has mentioned that our programs accredited program. Accreditation means the professional body, okay, they have we are go through the accreditation process, okay, so that if a student completes our program, they will be recognized to fulfill the academic requirements of the membership of these professional bodies. The main bodies showing here, I show you some key bodies usually our student may apply for, such as the Hong Kong IE, in the chartered institutions of the building services engineer. For the Hong Kong IE, our programs, including the particular electives, you have to choose, okay, to fulfill the building services discipline, fire discipline, environmental discipline, or the energy disciplines. Our program has been designed, the students, sorry, probably they can apply more than 1 or 2 disciplines, okay, according to the discipline requirements, okay. And this discipline requirements is list updated by the professional bodies time to time. But our program will get connected with it to ensure the student can fulfill their academic requirements. Okay, our program works once the student get graduated, got your degree, you need to go through a 2-year training. After the 2-year register scheme training, okay, at least 2 years, and then you are going to have the 2 more years of the professional experience, which is a supervised the training as well. And the professional experience means that our graduates, the junior engineer, have to take a in charge position about a key project, okay, of these 2 years. After the 4-year trainings, they can apply for the membership. Here are the membership of the Professional Learning Society, also the register professional engineer. Once you register, you got the legal responsibility. You can to certify something, to apply to the government to apply something as a legal person. Okay, for our program, in order to fulfill this sort of requirements, we have to some program outcomes are listed here. It's a lot of words. Basically, it's able to identify, to solve all the problems. Okay, you're able to carry the daily design works for the system and have the computational tool, have the competence as a professional engineer. You're able to acquire the new knowledge, okay, to understand the new technology, even you haven't touched it before, and adapt it to changes in future. You are going to pose the knowledge and the skills satisfy the academic requirements, okay? And also you will aware about the professional, ethical, and social responsibilities, and you are capable to work effectively as a team. The teamwork is important, and leading a team as well. You will be effective communication with English and Chinese, as well as the IT as well, okay? And the students, the outcome, one more, you have the lifelong learning skill, okay, and pose the ability to analyze and evaluate the problem continuously after your graduation, so that we have to achieve those of the program's outcome. So, okay, In this slide showing during the study, the department time to time will receive some donation and some prizes scholarship. Okay, department will nominate the able student to apply for those of the scholarship and prizes. And for during your study, we have a section talking about academic advising. Okay, and for this academic advising, okay, an academic staff, our college will assign to you as an academic advisor, and who is going to build a connection with you and the department. Okay, and they are going to target to give you some more information about your study, and try to advise you and give you guidance when you get some problems about the progression patterns. Okay, if you have some adjustment, okay, not follow the normal progression patterns of the subject registration, need to well plan, okay, beforehand, and to get connected with other resources to the PolyU different units in a very effective manner, so that get connected to the academic staff, your advisor, as soon as possible. Department will arrange you a time slot in the coming weeks, next week, the first week, to meet with your academic advisor. Here are some student achievement in the past to get because of their project or join some other activities from the professional body, and invited application due to their year project, they get an award. Here are some examples. Then we have maintaining departmental websites. Okay, and some information I would like to highlight it from the website. The first one is a program document. Okay, the latest program document is to be available very soon, which detail the information in the program related to your awards. Okay, the subjects list a lot of this kind of information. I have highlighted some in this session. Okay, but I remain. Okay, I put the rest of the details in the program document. I'll try to consult it. Apart from the program documents, in the departmental website, we do have a list of subject description, okay, which told you, which are indicated the subject details of each of the subjects. What's the program, what the subject outcomes, what the intended learning outcomes, what the syllabus, the references, how the hours is arranged, about the teaching activities, okay. Apart from the departmental websites, okay, there's another site is education, the teaching, okay. The teaching, the PolyU using a teaching platform, so-called a backboard, okay. On the backboard, okay, you are registered on the subject, your name will appear there, okay. In your personal blackboard, you will have a list of the subject registered in the coming semester, okay. For each of the subject, it will available about the subject description, also the teaching schedule, okay, to show you, okay, what's the activities is the coming teaching semester, okay, when we got your assessment, when the examination, what's the topics, and also the shared information, teaching materials on that. Therefore, put your eyes, okay, on the website, put your eyes on the platform, okay. Okay, finally, we for each of class, okay, you will have some class representatives, okay, we've arranged it in the later, okay. This class representative is not the same as class representative in the secondary school, okay, not that manner. The class representatives are who are the students, okay, who attend the student staff liaison meeting, which is a per semester review meeting. For each semester, we will meet once with me, okay? We will talking about to see whether the feedback to get connection between the students as a whole and the departments, okay? To discuss some reviewing issues, okay? And for global issues, okay? Don't make it put in the request that much. If you have a personal particular problems, immediate problems, don't wait until the staff liaison meeting, okay? Get the feedback to the corresponding lecturers or direct it to me, okay? If you have an instant problems, don't wait until the liaison meeting, okay? All right, lastly, every one of you will have your PolyU University email account, okay? Also, departments may get connected with you with your personal register connected means, okay? Mainly, all the communication will go through the email, So that my final very important advices are put your eye on your emails, okay? Check your emails time to time. Otherwise, maybe some information may got lost. Right? Okay, thank you very much for you. I'm very pleased to be here to give, on behalf of the department, to give you a warm welcome. Okay, I'm very excited and going to see you in the coming weeks. Okay, we still have a lot of opportunity to get mixed with you. Okay, because I'm still your program leader. All right. Thank you very much. I think the next session, the coming sessions, we have another college to talk with you about the exchange programs. All right. Okay. See you. Bye bye. Just take a short break.
Hello, everyone. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Hi, everyone, BSE students. This is Fion. I'm from Global Engagement Office, GEO. GEO is responsible for organizing exchange programs or study abroad programs for undergraduate students. If you want to plan for one semester or a short period, few months, of the study programs outside Hong Kong. So you may wish to take a look on our website or keep an eye on our email promoting exchange programs or other short-term programs. So basically, our details are put on the website. You can feel free to come to our PolyU GEO Global Engagement Office. And then basically we have 3 types of exchange and study abroad programs, and I will introduce very briefly today. So firstly, the global exchange. If you want to spend one semester, your semester 1 or 2 or summer term for the exchange, you can apply through your department for semester exchange. Every year we send around 700 students outside Hong Kong to participate their exchange program. What is exchange? Exchange means you have to do credit-bearing study activities outside Hong Kong in a partner university. And actually, PolyU has established numbers of partner network that allow us to do the reciprocal exchange in semester or year-long or summer term. The exchange, you don't need to pay for your tuition fee during your semester exchange. You have to pay normally in PolyU, but not the partner institution, okay? So you don't need to pay for the overseas university for this particular semester, okay? So where you can go for exchange, you can click our semester exchange page and look for your faculty, and we actually upload the list of available destinations on our website. So for FCE, you can see FCE list of countries and partner institution, and also your own department, BSE. So generally in every year BSE, there are around 20 to 30 students go on a semester exchange each year. And if you think that the semester exchange is too long for you or you can't afford because your packed schedule in PolyU studies, you can also choose summer exchange. The summer exchange basically is 4 weeks durations or 4 weeks to 8 weeks, 1 to 2 months. You can apply directly in our office, and we will send out the details in December or January next year. Okay. The second type of study abroad programs is called global study abroad. So the main difference between exchange is that the global study abroad is also credit-bearing program, but the duration is less. Very often happen during your summer terms, few months, and you have to pay for program fee for to the hosting institution. So we also have a list of the global classroom in our website. And also, we have another summer program called Summer at Oxbridge. That there are 3 different summer programs offered by the University of Cambridge and also the University of Oxford that you can apply for the subsidy from our office. And then the next global experience, a group of programs and also funding scheme, you can enjoy your global learning experience during your undergraduate studies, few weeks to few months, and you can participate in some international competition and conference, China short-term programs, and also some research programs. So you can come to our office to apply some subsidy or funding to support this kind of information. And finally, I want to point out the financial support from the GEO and also the government. So how much can you get during your UG studies? So here is a list of summary that you can have a quick look. So it is divided into the 3 main types of programs that I just mentioned before. Global exchange, we have our office subsidy and also government subsidy. Also the global study abroad and the experience. So today's we have time limited, so you can always refer to our website or feel free to write to us at outbound.exchange@polyu.edu.hk. So our team will reply your inquiry very soon. And last but not least, there is our orientation info day in coming Friday. We have already invited some of the return students from exchange to share the experience during the Friday online orientation day. So you can join us for more details. Okay, so this is the end of the introduction today. So if you have any questions, feel free to write to us or refer to our website for details. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so can you hear me now? I forgot to unmute. Okay, so let me start from the beginning. Okay, so this is the lab briefing, and my name is Hilda Cheng. I am the lab coordinator. Okay, so for some of the subjects, there will be a lab component in the assessment. Okay, so for example, for the degree program, Year 1, no subjects has lab component. So for year 1, so for some of you, for the degree students in the coming year, you don't need to do any experiment. But next year, for BE2, 2 subjects will have lab component. And then BE3, 4 subjects will have lab component. Okay, and semester 2, okay, semester 2, these are semester 1 subjects and these are semester 2 subjects. So all these subjects will have a laboratory component. So it means that you have to do some experiments, collect some data, and do a report. And it is part of the subject grades. Okay, so I am the lab coordinator, and I will introduce to you how are you going to be, how you will be assessed in the laboratory components. Okay, and these are the subjects for the high diploma program. So for high dip 1, in the coming semester 1, you already have 2 subjects which have the laboratory components. Okay, so you're expect to do experiments in the laboratories, collect the data, and prepare some reports. Okay, so laboratory work is one of the assessment components. This is one example, okay, for one subject, BSE 2122, electrical technology. Okay, 60% by the examination, and then 25% for the in-class test, and 15% for the laboratory work. So doing the experiments and preparing the report will constitute 15% of your subject mark. Okay? And the laboratory work grade will based on the grade of 2 to 3 logbook reports and 1 formal reports. So what does it mean by logbook reports? Logbook reports would be, I have an example. Okay, so logbook reports, usually you need to record down all the procedures for doing the experiments, the experiment data on a notebook, and you have to submit before the end of every laboratory session. Okay, a laboratory session is usually a 3-hour session. So after a 3-hour session, submit the logbook reports, and the lab supervisor will check your data, what you have written down, and give you a grade. So this is the logbook reports. And for the formal report, it should be not handwritten. Okay, the logbook reports will be handwritten, and for the formal report, it should be computer processed, and it is a more formal reports. Okay, so you have to check some reference, look up some, maybe you go to the library to check more information about the experiments, and then do a comprehensive report. So that is the formal report, and it will be submitted. It should be submitted by the end of the semester. Okay, so you have more time to prepare the formal report. So usually the formal report will constitute 40% of the lab grade, and another 30 will be the logbook reports. Okay, lab schedule. The laboratory session is usually a 3-hour session from week 3 to week 13. And very importantly, you have to attain on time. Okay, and you will be in a group of around 4 to 5 students. The lab schedule and the group list will be uploaded to the Blackboard. Okay, the Blackboard is a online platform. So for example, this is the Blackboard for BE2. Okay, so in the Blackboard, I will post some lab sheets and maybe some videos and maybe the lab schedule and the group list to that page so that you can attend the lecture according to the schedule. Okay, this is an example of the lab schedule. Okay, BE2, and these 3 subjects have lab component. Okay, and for each subject, you have to do 2 experiments. Okay, so totally 3 subjects, and you have to do 6 experiments. Okay, so I will assign you to a particular group. Maybe you are group 1. Then you are going to do experiment E1 on the 29th of January, and then you don't need to attend the lab session until 19th of March. You will do the experiment H2 and then H1, A2, A1, and E2. So you do all these 6 experiments, okay, for these 3 subjects. Submit the logbook reports, and then by the end of the semester, okay, I will include the due date of the formal report here. And on or before this date, you have to submit the formal report, okay? Attendance, okay, so if you are not feeling well, you can send me an email and then I can arrange a makeup laboratory for you. But according to the policy adopted by BSE, if you only have minor illness, it is not a legitimate reasons for late assessment. Okay, preparation, you have to read the lab sheet and then to prepare for the experiments and attend the lab according to the lab schedule. Okay, so as I've mentioned, the logbook report is for you to write down the lab procedures, the equipment informations, and the experiment data, the results, and then submit before the end of each lab session. Okay, this is the assessment scheme for the logbook. And for the formal report, we will use electronic submission. Okay, so I will post a submission link in the Blackboard. And then you can click the submission link to upload your report, your lab report. The lab report should be a PDF file. Okay, should be one PDF file including all your experiment data and the discussion and the conclusion and also the logbook reports, scanning and others. Okay, so I will post the requirements for the formal report in the Blackboard. So make sure that you check the Blackboard. Okay, it is a very, very important interface for your study. Okay, so teachers will post the teaching materials to Blackboard and maybe the teaching scheme and the assessment and everything. Okay, so these are the requirements for the formal report and the assessment. Plagiarism, okay, so I think you will do your own job, so don't copy others. And I have also uploaded the laboratory manual to the Blackboard. And in the intranet, okay, in the BSE intranet, you can also find some resources for the laboratory, like the lab sheets and some multimedia lab manual. Okay, this QR code is for this document. Is for a OneDrive folder. So if you scan this QR code, you will be able to access the lab manual, this document, and yeah, so you can take a photos of this QR code. Okay, and this is me, the lab coordinator. Okay, for high deep, for B1. For degree students, you don't have the lab session yet. And for the high diploma 1 student, I have already posted some materials to the Blackboard. So for high dip 1 students, after sometimes, I think after your subject registration, you should be able to see this subject in the Blackboard, High Deep 1 Laboratory. Okay, so in the content page, you can find the lab menu that I have uploaded, and also the PowerPoint that I have just introduced, and also the lab sheets for the experiments that you need to do. And for this semester, one subject, BSE 1201 thermofluids, have granted approval to conduct face-to-face lab session. So I know that you are going to use online learning for this semester. For attending the lecture, the tutorial, you will be using online, maybe Zoom, maybe the Blackboard. But for the laboratory, for thermofluids, you can come back to do the experiments. Okay, you can come back to our laboratory to do the experiments, and it is optional. So if you think it is safer to stay home, then no problem. Okay, you can click here to watch some videos, and it will be the videos will guide you how to do the experiments and what are the experiment results, so that you can still be able to prepare the formal report. Okay. But if you think I still want to come back to the laboratory to do the experiments myself, then please click here. Okay, this is a form for you to register the High Deep 1 lab session. And you can tell me which experiment, maybe one or maybe both. Okay, maybe you want to do both of the experiments. All right. Okay, so for High Deep 1 students, please take note of this. And for the other subject, BSE 1101, the whole subject will be conducted online. Okay, so you have to watch the videos for the 2 experiments of this subject. All right. So before the end of the lab briefing, this is a quick video to show you how to come back to our laboratory. Okay, so the BSE department is in the block EZ. So in the PolyU, we have different core using named by different alphabet. Okay, so you can just see the P core, the Q core, and then this is U core. So I'm going down to the ground floor. Okay, so going down to the ground floor, and then I am walking to the block EZ. Okay, we used to have a bridge connecting the main campus and the block Z, but now the bridge is closed. So I am walking here across under the tunnel and then go to the block Z. Okay, so this is the building that if we resume the face-to-face teaching, you will be here. You need to come back here to attend the lecture and the tutorial. Okay, so the laboratories are in the basement. Okay, the basement, LG2. Remember this floor number, LG2. We are going down to the LG2. So you can either take the lift or take the stairs. Okay, this is the stair that you can go down to the LG2, but I am too lazy. I was too lazy so that I was waiting for the lift. Okay, so remember to go to LG2, the lowest basement floor. And our laboratory will be on this floor. Okay. So go to here, and then the laboratory will be here. Okay. This is the electrical lab, and we have the HVAC lab, and the stairs that we have just seen near the lift lobby is actually over here. So if you take the stairs, it's very easy to go down to the laboratory. Okay, so I think that's all I want to share with you today. So if you have any question about the lab, you can send me, not this, okay, you can send me email, okay, hilda.chang@polyu.edu.hk, okay? So thank you. So I think Michael will go through some laboratory safety with you. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Who will take the responsibility for health and safety matter? Of course, our head of department, Departmental Health and Safety Committee, and Departmental Health and Safety Officer, DHSO, me, and all of you. You should actively involve all the health and safety matter to take responsible care to yourself and classmates, not to misuse PPE. PPE means personal protective equipment. I will explain it later. And report all problems involve the health and safety matter. For health and safety matter, you can get help from me. It is my contact information. You can find the health and safety documents by visiting HSEO homepage in PolyU intranet. Select staff and student corner, then health and safety guide. After login procedure, you can get a lot of documents about safety, such as chemical safety, laboratory safety, fire safety, etc. There are some hazard areas in our department. Indoor environmental quality lab, there are some chemicals in the lab. If you do the wrong things, it may cause chemical spill or release of toxic gas. There are some compressed gas. If you do the wrong things, it will cause release of toxic gas, freeze burns on discharge or explosion. When you do the electrical experiment in electrical lab, you need to wire up the circuit. You must let the supervisor or technical staff check the circuit before you turn on the switch. Otherwise, you may cause electrical shock or fire. There are some fantastic rigs in HVAC lab. The rig contains motor and moving parts. Don't worry, we place the defense to all the moving parts. There are some signs used in PolyU. You should know the meanings. Prohibition signs indicate that certain behavior is not allowed, such as no smoking, no mobile phone, or no eating and drinking. Warning sign gives warning of a specified hazard, danger, fire risks, highly inflammable, or high voltage. Mandatory sign indicate that a specific course of action is to be taken. It means that you have to wear eye protection, you have to wear PPE, person protective equipment, such as eye protector, ear protector, or helmet. Yeah, this sign means that you have wear some special mask or goggles or gloves. Normally, you need not wear PPE in BSE lab. Safe condition sign provide information about safe condition, such as fire exit, eye wash, fire aid post, emergency eye wash, emergency shower. Who's that guy? I took this photo 20 years ago. Each lab has a nominated person to monitor the safety. I'm responsible for Intelligent Building Lab and Acoustic Lab. Mr. Nick Lee, responsible for Electrical Lab. T.W. Leung, responsible for HVAC Lab. C.S. Zhong, responsible for Fire Engine Lab. K.Y. Leung, responsible for Lighting Lab. Kenny Hong, responsible for Indoor Environmental Quality Lab, IEQ Lab. Before you face any accident or emergency, you have to know the following, especially the emergency service, the number 27667999. Suppose you hurt yourself, or you found somewhere on fire, or you lost wallet, then please dial the number 276799 to get help from campus security. If you feel sick in office hour, you can dial 2766 5433 to campus clinic to make appointment to see doctor. Oh, if you sick outside office hour, what should you do? Yes, you can dial 2766-7999. Talk to the campus security. They have trained the person. They can speak Cantonese, English, and Mandarin. They will tell you what to do. And there are some emergency telephone installed in campus. You just press the button, then you can talk to the campus security. Emergency eye wash and emergency shower. If your skin or eyes contact any chemical, you can use this to clean it. You can find first aid box in laboratory or general's office. Once again, if you face any emergency situation, please dial 2766-7999. Get help from campus security. In case of fire, do not panic. Sound the fire alarm. Campus security control center. Switch off the machine. Close all door. Evacuate. But do not use lift. So there are some safety rules in the laboratory. The main point is don't play in the lab and be alert to any unsafe condition. If you are in doubt, ask. Do not work alone. No play in laboratory. Tie back your long hair. Wear proper shoes. No sandals or slipper. Do not eat or drink. Please focus to the girl. Before enter laboratory, she should tie back her long hair and wear proper shoes. Since our lab are not chemical lab, you need not wear the eye protector or lab gown. There are some precautionary measures against COVID-19. Before enter the laboratory, you need wear mask, check your temperature. We will provide sanitizer for you to clean hands. You have to keep a distance from others, at least 1 meter. Finally, the main point is that we come to laboratory to do experiment, to study, not playing. Understand? Thank you.
This is Hilda. Maybe I think we are. Another speaker will be here to give you the briefing. And in the meantime, I want to ask: are there any high diploma students who didn't join who didn't click the second link to the Zoom meeting? So if you are the high diploma student and you didn't join our high diploma orientation, please send me a message. Okay, thank you.或者我想再講多幾句，我係 Hilda， High Diploma 嘅 Program Leader。 咁咧，係啦嗱，我見有啲同學咧，high dip 同學仔，可能佢哋頭先冇 click 到過去 high dip 嘅 orientation。嗱，如果你冇 click 到嘅話咧，你 send 個 private message 俾我 ，OK？因為我驚你哋有啲嘢聽漏咗咧，所以我想係啦，同你哋講翻少少嘢嘅。嗱，high dip 嘅同學仔，如果你哋頭先中間冇去到，即係喺冇 click 到第二條 link 去 high dip 個 orientation 嘅話咧，你 send 個 private message 俾我，OK？唔該晒。
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Christine from the Student Affairs Office. I'm one of the academic advising officers. So today I'm going to introduce you a very important student support service, which we call the academic advising, and one of your graduation requirements, general university requirements. So here comes the foot of today. Okay, first of all, the university understand that students during the study at PolyU, they may need different advices on their study plan, and also students will need to make different academic decisions about their future development or personal development. So academic advising can help you to make informed choice and make plans to suit your professional and personal development. And here at PolyU, we have a very organized academic advising system. We have a two-tier academic advising system, which we will support students from in different aspects. So there is a department-based academic advising, which advising will be provided by your department. And another one is the institutional level academic advising, which will be provided by my office, Student Affairs Office. For the academic advising at department-based, so all four-year degree student and senior year intake student, so you will be preassigned with one academic advisors and one academic advising officers. From the academic advisors, he or she is from your department and will give you advices on your major study, maybe minor or career, and some free elective selection. And there is another important person, which we call the undergraduate secretaries. So you can consult her for some applications issues of your study planning. And you can find the information of your academic advisor through the year student. Okay, at the left-hand corner, at the bottom, you can find my advisor. Okay, you just click in and then you can find information of your advisor. So some of the advisor may send you invitation email to come for a meeting. So you can meet them telephone advising or Skype or Zoom or face-to-face when the situation allows. Okay, I would highly recommend all of you to meet with your academic advisor at least once in your academic year, so that you can have an overview of your study progression, and you can explore your study options and different opportunities in PolyU. So another one, which is about the institutional academic advising provided by my office. So I'm the liaison academic advising officer of the BSE department. So for all BSE students, whenever you have any questions about your GU study or your university life planning, you're welcome to contact me anytime. Okay, so we have an appointment making system. You can make an appointment with me, okay? Besides the advising service, face-to-face or telephone advising or email advising, we also have the an online course, the e-advising course, which will also provide different essential information related to your university studies and GU studies. Okay, later on, you will be invited to participate in our course. Before I talk about the general university requirements, here comes the degree curriculum, an overview of your degree curriculum. I hope you can understand that general university requirements is part of your study. Okay, for the overall the degree curriculum, you have to complete your major study together with the general university requirements. Some of the four-year degree students may consider to take some free electives or minor. Okay, so altogether here makes up around at least over 120 credits. And for the general university requirements, we have altogether 30 credits in total. About the GUR and your study, so the aim, the objective of the general university requirements aims to widen your horizon and to nurture students to process different desired graduates' attributes. So here are the 7 different attributes that we hoped to nurture you through the general university requirements and your major study. I'm not going to talk about it in details, but I just hope that you can understand that the objective of the general university requirements. So now I'm going to introduce the general university requirement. So for students with different admission background, you have to pay attention to your own requirements. First of all, for the four-year degree student, you have to complete altogether 6 components of the general university requirements. Okay, we have altogether 6 components. So here at PolyU, you may notice that most of the subject will be pre-assigned to you, like GUR. Some of the components will be pre-assigned to you. Okay, freshman seminar, language, and also the leadership program. These 3 components will be pre-assigned to you, while the cluster area requirements, which we call the CAR subject, service learning subject, and also the health lifestyle program, you have to do the registration on your own. Okay. For the senior year intake student, just pay attention. You will need to complete 2 components, basically, which are the cluster area requirements and also the service learning subject. And depends on your admission background, some of the junior year student may need to take the language subject. Okay, as I said, this language subject will be pre-assigned by your department, so you just need to pay attention whether you will be invited to take this. For the higher diploma student, okay, you need to take the mainly the language subjects, okay, 2 Chinese language subject, 2 English language subject, and 1 Chinese language subject, and also the cluster area requirements, the CAR subject requirements. Okay, so again, depends on your admission background, you'll be required to take different GUR components. So now I'm going to introduce the components one by one. So first of all, this is the freshman seminar, mainly for the four-year degree student. So from this freshman seminar, you will be invited to your chosen discipline. Okay, so from this freshman seminar, you will learn about things related to your chosen discipline, and also we prepare you to how to adjust to your university study and university requirements. Okay, so this subject will be organized by your faculty, and it is a 3-credit subject. And from the freshman seminar, you will be invited to complete an online tutorial, which is about the academic integrity. To make it simple, it's try to avoid plagiarism. Okay, so just follow the instruction from your tutor, and you will complete this online tutorial during the freshman seminar. The third one is the is the leadership and interpersonal development. Okay, so this subject is about the attributes of the leadership, and also we will introduce different theories about leadership. So every student, except those students from Faculty of Business, okay, you will pre-assigned with this subject entitled Tomorrow's Leader. Okay, Tomorrow's Leader. But if student, you would like to take the subject of the Faculty of Business, the tango, okay, this subject, then you can also register this subject during the registration period, okay? Another one, third one is about the language and communication requirements, LCL. Okay, as I said, student will need to take two English language subject and one Chinese language subject. Okay, so for the English language subject, depends on your English language proficiency level. You will be pre-assigned with different English language subjects. While for the Chinese language subject, all the Chinese speaking student, you will take the same LCL subject. Okay, this subject will be conducted in 普通话. But if you would like to take the one in Cantonese version, you can also take it during the subject registration period. Okay, and you will be provided an optional 普通话 e-learning course. Okay, but it is an optional one. Okay. So the next one, okay, the fourth one is about the car. I think most of you are quite concerned about this, and I guess some of you have already registered maybe at least one car subject in first semester, okay? But actually it is not necessary for all of you to register the car subject in first semester. It really depends on the recommendation of your department and also your workload, okay? When talking about car, altogether we have four custody area A, B, C, and D, which focus on different aspects of knowledge. Okay, so but besides fulfilling the car subject, you have to fulfill three additional requirements, which are the English reading and writing, Chinese reading and writing, and China studies requirement. For the 4-year degree student, you have to take 4 car subjects, A, B, C, and D, and at the same time the requirements. For the senior year student, okay, remember you only need to take 2 car subjects, okay, but you have to take the car subject from 2 different custody area. Remember, because every year we have several students take those car subject in the same custody area. So remember, you have to take those car subject from 2 different custody area, okay. So for the high diploma student, you only need to take 2 car subject, but you can feel free to take any of the car subject, okay? But provided that one subject will have the China studies requirement, okay? So talking about the reading and writing requirements, it is about you need to submit an assignment, which is about 2,500 to 4,000 words, okay? So the workload will surely be heavier. And as a new student, I would recommend you to carefully consider your language proficiency, whether you're confident about your language proficiency before you choose those subjects with the reading and writing requirements, okay? And the fifth one is the service learning subject, okay? Service learning subjects is a subject combined with both in-class learning, and also you have to provide direct service to the needy people in the community, okay? For the 4-year degree student, you are not going to take it, okay? You are not going to take this in first semester. But for the senior year student, you can take it in the first semester. Okay, I would recommend you to study the information of the service learning subject because some of the subject will conduct overseas that will involve 2 semesters. So you will need to plan ahead for this. So better for you to study the subject information in details. And if you have any questions, you can just feel free to let us know. And also you can check the Facebook of the service learning and leadership office department. They will have some different briefings from time to time, okay? You can check that and attend the briefing to learn about the details of this subject. Last but not least, for the 4-year degree student, you need to complete a healthy lifestyle program. This is a program about healthy living, okay? So we have altogether 4 components, okay? 1, 2, and 1 is the introductory lecture, and then a sports skills training course, an e-learning course, and finally a wrap-up lecture. And I would highly recommend all of you to register for the introductory lecture in your first semester, okay? So later on in early September, you will receive the email from my office, Student Affairs office. Then you can register for the introductory lecture in semester 1, okay? So these are all the GUL components, and for the details of every component, you can check the information from the GUL subject libraries from the Office of General University Requirements. You can simply type PolyU or GUL from the search engine, and then you can check the subject library from the website. And they also have some guidance notes on the General University Requirements. Okay, and of course you can do the subject search through the public. One thing that I would like to remind you about the subject registration, though I know that you have, some of you might have already registered. Whenever you cannot register those subjects that you are interested in, you may try to use this function on the system, that is the preferred subject indication. So to indicate your preference to let the department to know how many students are interested in that particular subject, and whenever they decide to add more quotas, they will consider the list and to inform the student on the list. Okay, so but this function doesn't mean that you can successfully register for the subject. That's just a function to indicate your preference. Okay, and you still have a chance to register for your preferred subject during the add-drop period after the commencement of the first semester. Okay, the add-drop period will start at 7th of the September. So remember, you still have a chance to register for the subject. And there is a very important document which is about the reference checklist. From your year student, you can check the reference checklist on your program. Then you will know how many subjects you are going to take and the credits requirement and so on. Okay, so later on when you have time, you can check it for your reference. Okay, last but not least, some tips for the freshmen. So I'm not going to go through in details, but I would recommend you, first of all, you have to check your email regularly. Okay, check your email regularly because your department will send any updates, information, and also the academic registry will let you know whenever there's any update on the university, academic regulations and policy. Okay. Another one is online learning, okay, can be challenging to some of you. So it is better for you to prioritize your tasks and make your own study plan, okay? And you can also identify the potential support and resources, okay? So though now we are having online learning, but the support is out there. Okay, so whenever you need any support from the university, you can just feel free to contact different units. Okay, and last but not least, try to be flexible and try to adopt a healthy living so that you can achieve your goals. Okay. So here's my contact information. As I said, whenever you have any questions about your study and GUL study, and if you would like to have a discussion on your GUL study or university life planning, you're just more than welcome to call me, or you can make an appointment with me or send an email to me. Okay. So that's all of my sharing today. And again, I hope all of you can have a flying start and stay healthy and stay well. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, can you see me somehow? Hello, can you see me? Hello. Hello, can you see me now? Because I cannot see anything. Okay, hello. Sorry guys, some technical issues. I think it should be okay right now. Okay, so I'll start now. Sorry for the delay for a few minutes. I'm Dr. Dana Low from Senior Medical Officer from University Health Service, UHS. Okay, so in the coming 10 minutes time, I'm going to share with you how UHS is able to help you in the coming few years time when you do your study. Okay, so whenever we talk about going to see a doctor, probably most of your students will think that, oh, going to see a doctor is to treat some physical illness, right? 即係咳啊、傷風感冒啊、流鼻水啊、肚屙嗰啲。Okay, but actually, is it correct? No, actually, for whole person wellness, health consists of 4 aspects. Okay, physical, psychological, social, and spiritual health. 身心社靈。Okay. So, but in the coming few minutes, I'm not going to talk to the theories of the health, which is quite boring. I'm going to share with you a brief story of Daisy. Daisy is a year 3 university student who has sore throat and cough for a month. And one day, Daisy came to UHS to seek for medical advice. So, what do you think? Can UHS help Daisy? Can UHS just go straightly into Daisy goes straightly into the waiting hall of UHS as usual with these kind of upper respiratory symptoms? I think it's quite difficult to present here because you all turn off the mic and I cannot see your response. Probably I wish that you think about it. Can nowadays, when a patient present with sore throat symptoms, cough symptoms, can they go into the clinic directly? Of course, the answer is no. Okay, dear students, please be reminded that during the COVID pandemic period, okay, no one can directly enter clinic if they have experience some kind of suspicious symptoms of COVID, which include some kind of respiratory symptoms, diarrhea, and if those with temperature or travel history. So all students, before they go into the entrance hall of UHS, they will first pass our nursing station, okay, which is called triage station. And our nurse will check the temperature for you first, do hand hygiene, and then we'll fill in a questionnaire, okay? And then for those students who have very low risk of no sign of infection, they will be allowed to get into the entrance hall and to see a doctor as usual. But for those who may have suspicious of infection, then in order to prevent cross-infection possibility, our nurse will bring you to a designated area to see a designated doctor. Okay, so that no cross-infection would be granted in the UHS area. So I understand it may be a little bit of inconvenience, but I wish that you will all understand because this is a special regulation during the pandemic period. Okay, so now we continue with the story, okay? Now, Daisy has been assessed by a doctor and has already done some tests on the COVID. And fortunately, Daisy does not suffer from COVID infection, okay? So we carry on with the story of Daisy. Then why Daisy cough? And then later, a doctor found that Daisy cough actually is due to throat irritation and after each induced vomiting. 即係 Daisy 原來有扣喉嘅習慣嘅 ，OK？ But why Daisy need to self-induce vomit? Because she used to vomit after each binge eating episode due to the fear of weight gain. And this is the amount of food and drinks taken by Daisy for one single episode, okay? Daisy usually took all this food at the middle of the night when she's alone in bedroom when nobody see her, okay? So up to now, students, what do you think? What do you think? What's the problem with Daisy? Well, obviously, Daisy suffers from eating disorder. This is called bulimia nervosa, 暴食症. Okay, so we can now see that it is not that simple by going to UHS. Okay, so Daisy apparently at the superficial layer, we see that she suffers from sore throat cough. 表面上嚟睇咧就喉嚨痛啊咳，喉嚨痛咳嘅。Okay, but actually it's not that simple. We found that it is a secondary after the bulimia nervosa because of some kind of psychological issues. Well, of course, for some common psychological issues like bulimia, UHS has some suitable medications, some drugs for you. But as important as the medication is the psychological support, or what we call counseling. Okay, I'm sure our SAO colleague has just presented, and you know that in our school we have counselors, and our UHS doctors will also provide medical counseling to you. And then, with further history digging, we will know that actually Daisy also has some kind of social issues and spiritual issues. I still remember when I asked the student, okay, why do you need to do a binge eating? And then she said, because she want to escape from the reality. It's so annoying, a lot of things keeping racing thoughts in her brain, and by keeping her mouth chewing non-stop, okay, keep swallowing, keep chewing, then her brain can stop function for a while. In Chinese, it is called 放空，好想放空個腦，因為太辛苦啦個感受。Okay, so the next step is to ask why Daisy is so depressed or so anxious, because we found that Daisy, like many of the students, she used to all along meeting parents' expectation. Okay, in other words, is to follow the social script of the mainstream. What's meant by social script? 社會嘅主流劇本啊 What does it mean? For example, I'm not saying that it is correct or wrong. Okay, it's just a common scenario that some students will think that, okay, by going to university, I'll fulfill my parents' wish and fulfill the expectation of the definition of success. 要做大三啦，入八大一個學位 ，OK。Then after I obtain a degree, then I will have a good job, have a stable salary, social status, and then I can rent a flat, buy a car, and then many people will think that, oh, this is the meaning of success, OK. Without thinking whether you actually like this kind of living or not, OK. So this is Daisy. Previously, Daisy is fine with it because she can follow the script, OK. Then she will think that there's no problem. But the problem is, since the social unrest in Hong Kong and COVID-19 outbreak in the past year, There's suddenly a lot of uncertainties, which create a sense of fear to the future. And all of you know that many different voices in the society, okay, in the past year in Hong Kong, and Daisy just simply cannot digest and is unsure what she wants. Okay, so simply saying is that as Daisy seldom has communication with her parents, and unfortunately she doesn't have much close friends for sharing of internal feelings, and she has a temporary fear of uncertainties, transient loss of direction, a life goal, 即係好空虛啊 ，OK， 好冇乜希望 ，emptiness, hopelessness. The emotion has no way out. Okay, so this is the root cause of Daisy's problem. So, come to this point, I think for the 4 aspects of health, spiritual health is actually the most difficult thing to deal with. If we want to know what is spiritual health, 即係靈性嘅健康, what does it mean? Okay, we need to know the needs. Maslow is a psychologist who classified all human needs into 5 levels. Okay, you see in the pyramid, okay, this pyramid. For example, I know guys, you choose BSE, right, this year. Okay, so let's take this BSE choice as an example for you to come here today. So, okay, I think in your class, your whole class, I think different students may have different reasons for choosing BSE or PolyU. Okay, I'm sure that every person may have their own reasons for this. Okay, you don't need to ask me, but you ask yourself why I choose PolyU BSE today. Come here. If some students think that, oh, I just want to have a whatever university degree so that I can have something to do, and then after I have a salary, graduation, I have salary, and then I can buy my own living, live independent, I have a flat, I can have a car, okay, and I can ensure that I'm personally safe. So this is probably the level 1 or 2 here, okay? Okay, but if you choose PolyU BSE has other reasons. For example, because I want to have some friends, my high school friends choose PolyU BSE, so I follow him. Okay, so this is level 3. I want to have some friends here. Okay, but some of you may have more reasons for choosing PolyU BSE. Okay, if some people think that, oh, because I want to be an engineer after graduation, then engineer in the society, having some kind of social status, then many people will respect me, will acknowledge my work, okay? Then I can participate in build a house, okay? Then people will respect me, have the acknowledgement of my contribution. So this is level 4, self-esteem. But some students will have more reasons. For example, he sees that this is a mission of being an engineer in the future after graduation, so that I can have my knowledge and skill and to participate in great projects, including infrastructure, I can create, build a lot of safe homes to many families in the mankind. Okay, so it's a contribution to the mankind. So congratulations, this is level 5 self-actualization. Okay, you see, there are so many people doing the same thing, may have different reasons. So by understanding why you need to work hard, because in the coming few years' time, I'm sure you will undergo hard times. For example, when you need to prepare for examination, do a lot of presentations, do placement, WIE, FYP, okay, you definitely will undergo some hard times. But when you feel hard, feel depressed, very anxious, stop for a while and think why I choose this path today, okay? And if you know the mission, you will know why, and you can have a better understanding to yourself. So Maslow is a Western philosophy, right? From the Chinese philosophy, we also have similar things, okay? In Chinese, it's 知其不可為，知其可為而為之, okay? There are many people in this society can be like this. For example, we see that those very successful businessmen, okay? They can have a good vision. They see that the stock market will rise this time. So they do a lot of prior investment so that finally he gain a lot of money, okay? This is 知其可為而為之. But at the same time, in the society, there is a minority of people in the society will believe in 知其不可為而為之. What does it mean? For example, when we look back in Hong Kong in the past year, many people will fight for their dream, okay? Even though they think that, oh, the mission is impossible, they still proceed, okay? despite how hard it can be. Okay, this is 知其不可為而為之 because in the process, they think that the process worth it. They think that it is along their spiritual value. So even the outcome may not be easily be successful, they will proceed. Okay, and this is an old saying, not by Dr. Low, but by Confucius, 孔子講嘅. Okay, and recently, there's a breakthrough that has a recent research. It shows that it has interviewed more than 500 Hong Kong youngsters recently, and they found that more than 70% of youngsters felt depressed. Okay, but there's one important finding on this research is that although our students, our youngsters are depressed, they can experience a strong sense of relationship engagement. Okay, in Chinese, it is 同行共感. For example, if one day the student sitting next to you, you feel that, oh, he's a bit strange, he's very depressed, or even wanting to harm himself, is so depressed, what will you do? In the past, usually people will say that, oh, it will be fine, no worry, it will be fine soon. 即係啊，冇事嘅，冇事嘅，過一排就好啲㗎啦，係咪？好多人可能會咁講。But now, after this year of a lot of encounters in Hong Kong, can you still say this? Is this word still powerful? Okay, of course not. We all know that Hong Kong is undergoing crisis, a hard time. And with the pandemic, the world is also suffering. So do you think that your friend will trust you that, oh, it will get better very soon? It may not be a very powerful reassurance. What will say that relationship engagement? Instead, you may say this to your depressed friends, okay? Hey guys, I know that you are very depressed. Me too. All of us are like this now, can feel the same, okay? We are not alone, we are together. Okay, so this is 同行共感, okay? So you know, one day if you see that your friend is very depressed, very helpless, you can reassure him like this, and then, if necessary, suggest your friend to seek professional help. For example, with UHS, okay, we have a mental wellness clinic. Most students will come to our seek for our help for anxiety, depression, and sleep disturbance. Okay, 抑鬱啊、焦慮啊、失眠啊，都可以嚟揾我哋嘅。Okay, and our team of doctors will provide mental health assessment, medical counseling, and if necessary, our dispensary is equipped with enough medications for your needs. Okay. And how to book our appointment? This slide is very important. Okay, you can call us, call our reception, explain to reception that you would like to have a mental health service, and they will arrange. Okay, this is our hotline 27665433. Okay, or if you have already got a student counselor from SAO, I'm sure your counselor can also do the arrange a referral for you. So I wish in the past 15 minutes, I've already let you know that health is not that simple. It's not only limited to physical health. UHS, our clinic, is ready to support you from not only physical health, but also psychosocial and spiritual health aspects, okay? And finally, there are three bring home messages for you. One, defend the values that you yearn for in your own ways. Number two, you are not alone. Number three, doctors is here if needed, always. Okay, thank you very much.
Hello, good afternoon. Could you all listen to my voice? Do you all hear me? Okay, thank you. Thanks for your response. Okay, so thanks also for the Dr. Low sharing. Maybe let me share my camera. Okay, forget it. Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Zachary. So I'm from the Health, Safety and Environment Office. So on behalf of our office, I would like to send our warm welcome for all of the new students of BST and wish you all a fruitful, enjoyable years of studies, your life in the future years. Okay. So after Dr. Lo's introduction, I'm here to give you a very simple yet important introduction of how's our health, safety, and environmental requirements, so-called requirements, or something you need to pay attention to when you are enjoying your university life. Okay, so we don't want to see that you will be aware of health and safety environment issue until something is happened. So we would like to have you guys being proactive all the time when you are having your study life, when you are enjoying your student activities, and so on and so on. Okay, so we have prepared you. Give as an introduction video so that you could understand more of our health and safety environment matters in the campus in a more interesting and easy way. Okay, here we go. I think you could hear the voice, the audio from the animations, right? Let me know if you cannot. here's the animation. So at the end of the animation, it illustrates our vision to get everyone safe in our campus, including you guys as a newcomer of PolyU. And actually, I think most of the content in the animation is like common sense and includes some special information like how to respond, how to communicate during emergency situation. And the key message is we hope everyone could act proactively and also being supportive to enable everyone, including yourself, to do the right thing to protect everyone in your campus life. Okay, so here is a glimpse of what HSDO support the university to manage the health and safety matters arising from those learning and development activities, teaching, laboratory research, etc. Everything that happens in the campus when it is related to health and safety. So it's our responsibility to support and manage to mitigate the risk to prevent any injuries, harm, or incident to occur. So here's some examples. So we support the laboratory and research safety. We provide some advice on the laboratory design, experimental protocol, etc. And we also provide advice, conduct risk assessment for those events being organized by departments and also students. We conduct inspection to making sure that the health and safety conditions are good without any non-compliance against those regulatory requirements. We also have some assurance program to have a check on the food hygiene quality. So all of the food you guys going to have should be edible without any ill health impact. And also we support the emergency preparedness, just like some emergency situation introduced in the video, including a fire, including chemical spillage, etc., to make sure that we try to minimize the impact being given out upon the occurrence of those kinds of emergency scenario. Okay, so sounds like what we are doing is quite far away from your life, correct? That actually we want your active participation in some of those our activities, and we oblige you to pay attention, taking part in promoting our health and safety positive culture. So these things are what we are doing in terms of provision of training and development for students and staff. So just like the video we have shown you, we try to use some easy to digest multimedia videos, animation to spread around those health and safety message. And also we are now in transition of our traditional classroom training to e-learning mode, or so-called learn by playing, to make learning or training of health and safety more interesting, more attractive, so that everyone would like to understand more on health and safety matters. And of course, some of the innovative training is like making use of virtual reality as a game, as a learning tools for certain health and safety areas. So we also organize some promotional events, just like some seminars, maybe some half-day event, promotional events, kind of force, so to allow people to enjoy through the events, and also taking some message away, have some health and safety awareness become promoted. And also we have our own IG and also other some social media. So we would like to spread some, promote some useful health and safety message in your daily life. So just feel free to join in our IG. So just simply search HSEO PolyU. So you will find our IG account. and we will from time to time update, give you some new message, something interesting around what's new about the health and safety matters nowadays. Okay, so I wish you could actively participate, have fun, and of course have a good awareness around all of the health and safety matters around you. And feel free to give us comments, feedbacks, and also any ideas if you think it would be useful to support the enhancement of our health and safety standard or performance in our campus. Okay. So I think more or less that's all I'd like to share with you today. So feel free to reach us via in the blog chat, and we will see you around in the campus and the other activities. So feel free to visit our website for more information. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.
Hello. Hello. Hello, can you hear me clearly? Okay, okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, this is my turn, my part. Hello, every students. I welcome all of you to attend this orientation. This is Sharon. I come from Student Affairs Office. And today I would like to introduce you about the central offices, the extracurricular activities and other student services and programs that help you to grow holistically in your study. We hope after this orientation, you will get more about the support and opportunities offered by the university during your study. And you can see this is the university motto, vision, and mission. Okay, and we emphasize the high value educations with a balanced approach. You can have a look of this PowerPoint. It leads us to develop more professionally all-rounded students or even leaders of the society or even the world. In PolyU, there are some major offices to enhance your holistic development. They are, you can see this PowerPoint, they are Campus Sustainability Office, my office, Student Affairs Office, Global Engagement Office, Service Learning and Leadership Office, Institute for Entrepreneurship, and Culture Promotion and Event Office. I will mention all these services provided by each of them briefly. First, my office, Student Affairs Office. You can see this office has a logo, and this logo has 6 colors. Okay, and what do they represent? They represent occupational, physical, social, intellectual, spiritual, and emotional aspect. And there are 1 unit and 3 sessions in Student Affairs Office. They are counseling and wellness session, careers and placement session, student resources and support session, and the student development unit. The careers and placement service, it provides us some WIE, means Work Integrated Education, international programs, and some WIE programs in mainland. You can see some pictures in this PowerPoint. It also provides us some mentorship programs, recruitment talks, career advising, and some workshop to enhance how to prepare well before you go to have a job interview. And it also has an academic advising. Okay, and you can meet with your academic advising officer to plan how do you study better in your 4-year studying. We also provide counseling support. We will have face-to-face student counseling service. We also have online chat counseling support service. Out of our office hours, we have a PolyU hotline. You can call this hotline when you need emotional support. We also provide support on scholarship, awards, and financial assistance if you need. So come to our office if you need this service. And there are 2 student halls of residence, one in Homantin and one in Hong Kong. Both are within a 15 minutes walk from the campus. Besides academic study, we still have some extracurricular program like Global Student Ambassador Program. It is a signature program for student development. You can enhance your leadership skills, and also you can join our Excel program. It represents extracurricular enrichment for lifelong learners. You can learn more essential life skills and to become a more mature and confident person. And you can see in the past, we have different kinds of activities organized by our office, like Oneness in Action, World Integrated Education, Global Village Festival, and PolyU's Got Talent. If you want to know more about our student office, you can visit our website here. You can take a picture if you want. And if you want to join some exchange program or WIE program or service learning trips during your study, PolyU has a service called International SOS Service. This service includes pre-trip advice and emergency support. So students, please try to take a picture of this barcode, or you can scan this QR code in your mobile phone, because it is very important for you to have these apps. So if you don't have any time, you can just capture this PowerPoint and the next few PowerPoints. Okay, you can take a picture of this PowerPoint, this QR code first. Okay, then okay, when you download this apps in your mobile phone, you can see this page, okay? And please click the button sentence, log in with membership ID, okay? I suggest you to take a photos of this PowerPoint too, okay? And remember to enter this ID number, 07AYCA550139, okay? And then choose remember my ID and click login. On next page, click skip. Okay, and then you will be able to see this page. Okay, take the photo of this PowerPoint. Okay, and then you will see this button is very important, because when you are outside Hong Kong to enjoy your exchange program or WIE program, if you need assistance, just press this button and it will guide you to your nearest assistance center, okay, in another country through this ISOS service. Okay, so please take a photos of this PowerPoint, this slide. Okay, and And I will introduce another office is Service Learning and Leadership Office. This office offers global youth leadership training programs, okay, that aim to nurture students to become more ethical leaders. Through this program, students are required to engage in a series of activities to develop social responsibility and global awareness of modern issues. Okay, and the service learning, service learning actually is a part of your 4-year undergraduate degree curriculum. You are required to complete a free credit service learning subject to graduate. And this service learning provides you an opportunity to serve the underprivileged using your professional knowledge and skills in Hong Kong, the Chinese mainland, and overseas. Projects like language enhancement, healthcare service and promotion, child and adolescent development, community development, etc. Okay, another office, Global Engagement Office. This office organizes various overseas exchange programs and activities. For example, you can see the slide, semester exchange abroad is a valuable opportunity for you to widen your horizons. And through the exchange programs, you are able to enlighten your life, enhance your employability, enrich your cultural experience, and to expand your international network. And this Institute for Entrepreneurship, it offers different entrepreneurship funding schemes, and through this Institute for Entrepreneurship, PolyU has been working closely with industry and community partners to develop a highly experiential and action-based entrepreneurship education program for students, young graduates, researchers, and startup founders. And we still have more offices on campus. They are Campus Sustainability Office and Culture Promotion and Events Office. CSO promotes sustainability practice and lifestyle to students and staff across the campus is one of the PolyU's top priorities. Our Dream Campus aims to nurture an environmentally conscious PolyU community and make contribution to the society through introducing appropriate facilities and launching campus sustainability related programs across different aspects: dining, resources, energy, awareness, and more walking. And the culture appreciation on campus, our PolyU are highly valued. So CPEO, Culture Promotion and Event Office, is very important to help students to develop more oriented. And it organizes a variety of arts and culture events and programs every year on performing arts, visual arts, cultural heritage, and film and media arts. Okay, apart the major office at PolyU, our campus also values students should know that sexual harassment is prohibited and is unacceptable at all levels in the university community. So please visit this website for getting more details. And equality and diversity awareness on campus is very important here at PolyU too. We want students to respect one another, no matter the gender, disability, and ethnicity, and create a harmonious student environment together. To learn about the support service and the programs offered by those offices mentioned in the orientation. Here are the websites for you to obtain the latest information. So you can take a picture of this slide if you want to get more information by yourself. And last, please reserve this day, this coming Friday. We will have an online orientation info day for you to get more updated information to speed up your adjustment to study at PolyU. So remember these days and the time from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, so reserve the time and the date. And you can just go to this barcode, and then it will guide you to the online orientation info day. And we valued your feedback on our departmental orientation sessions. So please scan this QR code and fill in the survey to give us some feedback. And after you finish doing the survey, we will give you this USB as a gift to welcome you. Okay, here comes the end of the orientation today. Thanks for joining, and we wish you a joyful study at PolyU. Bye-bye.